Guys, if you want to see a video where I get egg on my face, this is the video for you. I do not win every match, that's why I'm OS 27. So we open up with Legion, the first mistake, because it's a okay win map, but you can scale on it. If you look at the Legion, they've got the worst efficiency for building wind. We're also at a disadvantage in these metal extractors, are slightly less metal extracty by a 0.4. You get 7 energy in return, but that's still not very good. In saying that, we have got a little superpower as Legion that does make up for that mechs inequality. We're going to show what that is. Moving forward here, the goblins, the light skirmish robots, are getting to this cliff and making sure it is guarded against all intruders. It's crazy how quickly we've run out of metal. We're starting to scale up with the energy converters. So I've built some ballistae to hold the line, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to reclaim this now. And then we're going to concentrate on vehicles, which Legion's much stronger with in the early game. We have got these 2 laser turrets here. Should be enough to help us out for now. And the ballistae are here to skirmish. So we see Phil McCracken, our opposition lane here, has about a 700 metal advantage, just from not being Legion. Also got this super forward mechs, just about taking out our barrage here. It's actually not much good in this river. That's very interesting. So I wasn't thinking that, but of course this water works against us. So usually the barrages would be a pivotal part of the defense, but in this case, until I travel to the other side, they're a bit hopeless actually. So all the enemy has to do is sit in here with their Decurions and whatnot, and they're safe. And what we see here from Phil McCracken, an early gauntlet. And Gauntlet is decried as a waste of money usually, but I would argue for this position here, look how dominating this is. The range on it actually hits all the way around here, at the start of our hill as well, which is super annoying because it can target our mechs. So this here is where Legion remedies itself, is with these overcharged metal extractors. So if we go to economy, because it's sort of hidden, so it's ZD on the grid, and then you go dink. Whereas there's no upgrade. It's not like, oh, click on this and it upgrades it. No, you've got to go ZD and then go straight to it. They are a little bit expensive at 250 metal, but they have a very good ROI. And they also cost 5,000 energy, so you need to have plenty of energy income. And then once they're built, they actually take a fair bit of energy to run. But still, you're getting an extra 75% metal, something like that. It's not as good as just going for a quick T2 though, and building the T2 mexes. We're moving here against this Decurion Sally. The barrage is managing to actually help out there on the ground. We've built an amputator. This is the Legion's gauntlet, about 2/3 the price. Annoyingly, not quite the same range as a gauntlet, so we can't fight back against it. We're moving forward here with our lancers and our barrage. Takes down the mechs. It's worth it just for that. The Lancer's always a solid skirmishing unit, not too high in the health though. As we start building the overcharged mexes and generally scaling, I think our metal income will improve. Yeah, and we see we're actually starting to pull ahead temporarily of Phil McCracken. Now it has cost us extra metal to build these overcharged metal extractors, but because my T2 is coming out here, I'm happy to get these up to the tier 1.5 metal extractors, although we are actually running out of energy now. So right away we're going to build some gladiators, right into advanced construction, craft to build some T2 mexes, a Prometheus and an Inferno. Looking at the way this all is though, I should have just gone for the T2 constructor to build the T2 static defense. We're trying to put up with the DPS here from the gauntlet. The amputator, doing a pretty good job though of clearing the field. This is the plan. We've got the Perdition. We're giving all things a go with Legion. That's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm not trying to go the most optimum thing. For some reason, we've just got constant energy woes. And this is why the overcharged mexes are a bit problematic. Unless you really go hard on the energy production, they do suck up energy you don't really have to give in the first place. Oh, there we go. We finally see the Gauntlet's actual area here. Phil McCracken can't see any of it on the map, that's why he's targeting that constantly. You would think actually would target this here, try and take down the laser. The plan of Phil McCracken evolves. This is a really good defensive position as it is. I'm so envious of it. But look at those defences, how spaced out those comm turrets are. The Cacophony is getting slaughtered by about 3 just gunslingers, and that's it. That was the end of it. At least we took down 2 of them. For those that don't know, what the Perdition is its attack missile or an EMP equivalent. It's the Legion one. All Resolve here has left a glaring hole in our defences, moving up north, and has been countered. Unfortunately, our T2 is stuck, and it's getting bombarded. I've managed to reclaim it in time, I think. Oh, it's still stuck. God damn it. Not having the best game here. So we've moved forward here with the Gladiators, but a fat boy we're never going to have any luck against. Yeah, look at how those plasmas hit. The Gladiator is an A-class unit. Look, the Legion T2 bots, there's some good units there. But as far as vehicles go, we've got some standouts. First is the Gladiator, in that it's an excellent skirmish tank. The line of sight's rubbish, so you've got to combine it with a line of sight unit, like a radar vehicle. Also, what's good, the Pluto anti-air minigun does allow to get the bombing run to come through still, but took them all out so easily. Just one was all that was needed. Very high DPS on that, over 1,000 DPS. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. So the Perdition's hitting. It should take down a fair number of these units, but they're running away. No! Don't run away! Where'd it go? Oh, it's got such a long arc. Took down all the butlers. Okay, that was pretty annoying. But it's such a small area of effect. Look at this. Ugh. I should have put it here. Well, where I should have put it is, yeah, here. And taken down these construction turrets. But it's so expensive. It's 7 metal a second and 260. It's like 10 metal a second in effect. That's so expensive. What is a little bit better is this Inferno. Able to, at least against Prometheus, hit and run, because they're so damn slow. So Legion's got that. It's got the Prometheus. It's got the Inferno, which you're seeing here. Look at how much damage it's doing to a whole range of units. Just one of them. It's not even that expensive. As they move through here, the water, of course, stops that flame temporarily. Also, the range on this thing's about 1100. Look at that. I really like it. It says the DPS is 47, which doesn't sound that impressive, but it certainly adds up over that wide area. The Gladiators, though, adding a little bit more DPS, and certainly the Chimera finishing that off. So it's an excellent support unit. You're very disincentivized from attacking with a lot of low health units against the Inferno, as we see the wheelies move in. The wheelies all blew up. Are you joking? I just want to quickly look. I'm thinking, oh, he's coming out with wheelies. Okay, so these guys will die to Juno. I'm pretty sure. But if you want to actually keep your T1 vehicle lab and go a Gladiator, might be better is to build wheelies rather than goblins. The wheelies actually have the line of sight you need. Just be prepared with the wheelies. Don't gather them into a group. They all tend to explode all at once. The Gladiators, not so good at close range like this. Look at this. The fire on them's so good, it's actually catching fire on the river. So much better fire than T1 fire. It actually lights up on the river. The Prometheus somehow surviving a reasonable amount of time, even against the Chimera. Chimera, probably the most OP static defense. Look at that DPS, 566. What the hell? The range is 730. One unit I don't even use is this Cleaver. Tell me if it's any good. That looks like a lot of range, 930. We're going to test out the Medusas here, which seem to be preferred. We're trying to take down this Pulsar here with Flaming Ground. Moving forward with the Gladiator, trying to get some line of sight, thinking what the hell's going on here. We've managed to actually injure this construction turret. Look at this. Can't take it down. The issue with the flame attack, usually it's just too OP. So really, when you do a flame attack, you've got to blanket the whole area, not just one little spot. That's not going to work. And that's where scouting comes in too, of course. I'm thinking that pulse is going to be down. We're going to be able to take out this whole area here. Gauntlet should be no worries against Medusa. And we're actually attacking this. So if you can see it, I've got the S on this. So it is selected for fire. I think attack fire. But for whatever reason, it's shooting other things. Oh, damn it, Medusa. We hit it with a Paradisian hit. But there you go. Popped. Doesn't seem fair. Just could not break Phil McCracken. Oh, this is so frustrating because I know if I had Armada, I would have gotten ambassadors in. That would be down. That would be down. This whole area would be under massive threat. So as good as Legion are, I don't know how to use them. Moving forward here into range with the Gladiators. Massive mistake. The Grunts taking them down very quickly. They're not meant to be used like this. The last Chimera up against 2 Prometheus. But the supporting Sheldons, it's too much. The EMP hits us. The last Gladiators are not going to come online. I'm freaking out, drawing my ugly arrow. Because we're getting hit by a whole range of forces here. I don't know how our teammates don't see this. We're having to move back at the moment just to have some sort of defensive line because we are upgrading to the experimental gantry. We are outscaling Phil McCracken at the moment, but this is a disaster. Oh, surely we should win this, hey? A Prometheus versus a heap of goblins? We'll just surround it. No worries. Yeah. We're going to be absolutely fine. The fat boy. No, it's the Tsar. The friendly Tsar. Wow, those goblins. Oh dear. The help came a little bit too early there, but that's okay. We've got javelins. We got attacked with a nuclear missile. On top of everything else. They're so cool, aren't they? They're so freaking cool. How can you not love these guys? To all you people who operate lobbies who don't include the Legion faction, this is what you're missing out on. Taking down all these little units. We're taking down the Sheldons, moving forward very quickly. We've thinned out that death ball, definitely. So a lot of the momentum is out of the attack, with these guys doing the job, holding back Gates of Hell. These guys and 2 goblins. There's actually a heat haze coming off all these rounds. It's smoking. Yeah, look at those stats. We're up against it as the red team starts to outscale us. And we get hit with the EMP. How good's the EMP, hey? How much better is that than this thing? The Paradisian. Of course, I'm happy at the moment. But we managed to stop them anyway. Hummeling them between the 2 javelins. A happenstance surround. We've also brought a Myrmidon to start to help out with the drones, which are surprisingly good anti-spam. A friendly demon from Mr. Spacey. He knows how to use a demon. Look at that. Prometheus versus demon. But see how the drones assist, just allowing the demon to see what's there? That just random line of sight cannot be underestimated. And the Chiron's moving forward, and it's a really good anti-air unit, but it takes forever to take down these drones. They're very hefty. And of course, the AA truck is 9 times out of 10 going to get taken out. The wheelie's coming in to do a self... just blow it up. Bits flying everywhere. Ah, yeah. Now we're talking. Damage dealt is rising. The EMP hits us, but not fully. And the front is saved, thanks to OP Legion T3. So I want to say there isn't a bad Legion T3 unit, but I'd be lying. I think this is a bad one, the Praetorian. It might be really good anti-air. I got no idea. But all of these units are really useful, apart from perhaps the hover tank and the Praetorian. So in this game, the standout units are the Myrmidon, the Javelin, and the Daedalus. The Javelin here, I think we're getting pretty good value out of them. Like, here is our basically Shiva line, if you will, worth of them. There's about 7,000 medals worth. It's not nothing, for sure, but I'd rather these 6 than a demon. Case in point, we're going to come down and beat up on a Razorback here. Look how quickly it goes down. It's crazy. Arguably, we could just sit back with this force if we managed it quite well and stop scaling for a bit and stop building and reclaim all this and go into pure APHIS. Now I look at it, it is permissible. The only thing which sort of works against us here is that EMP, but I don't think we're really going to be successful on pushing right up here. We haven't got, let's say, the frontline assault units like the Kerries. I am seeing, interestingly, the Flame here, so there must be someone else with the semi-useless Perdition tactical flame missile. Not doing anything. I mean, against a base, the TAC missile is where it's at. Against armies, the EMP is where it's at. And I don't know where the Perdition sits. Here we go. Here's the EMP now, hitting us. So we avoided most of it. It's really hard without the scouting information or just enough EMP missiles. Like, I think you might need 3. But there we go. That one hit us. Ooh. Fortunately, we have enough of a force to bat that back anyway. But the 2 Thors are a little bit of a problem. These are heavy T3 and it's going to be more difficult for us, so we have to spend a bit of time. That's where the Myrmidons can move in. But look at this health go down. Going down quite fast, actually. Yeah, the Myrmidon's OP. The Commander's moving in, but is showing up on radar. Damn. These EMPs never stop. Is this just the one EMP? That's a lot of value. I've got to nerf the amount of missiles coming out of that thing. So the Thors may be releasing a missile here. Okay. A face-off here. And this is not where the Daedalus' strength is. Daedalus. That has a very high DPS, and we can see that, a DPS of 812. But it's at 1,000 range, and obviously we're a little bit too close here. Does not have tank, so it's like a sniper unit. And the Thors march forward. The Myrmidons are mostly in attack. The Thor's certainly taking a fair old beating. But if we manage to retreat, they do go down remarkably quickly. I'm seeing that 1,000 DPS in practice from the Myrmidon's damage. And there's 5 of them. Between the both of them, sort of 1,500 DPS or so. Okay, the Thor is firing off one of these EP. I think it's pretty clear at this stage, misses. But if you weren't already aware, Thor is an OP unit. It's no shame for me that I've gotten pushed back slightly. Only fighting it with the light T3. Remember, our economy here is a fraction of the size of Phil McCracken's scaled economy now. So the fact we're able to hold on is pretty good, actually. So the Daedalus needs a Kerries or something in front of it. It can maneuver around. The speed is actually reasonable, so it can kite quite easily. So there's no excuse not to be putting these guys into the outer range and continuously providing file support. You just don't want these guys to get sniped. What's a little bit deceiving with them is their drones don't add to the kill count. Look at this Juggernaut, 138 kills. Just got 10 more then by attacking some wheelies. Oh, look at these, 18 Myrmidons. What do you do against this? I'd say it's almost impossible to deal enough anti-air damage against those drones. As we actually see them retreat for some reason. The Sol Invictus moving in. There we go. It's gathering more of its friends. Here we can see what the Daedalus is all about. Probably moving too far forward. Using the fight command. There we go. In retreat. Kiting. Doing a horrendous amount of damage. So it is possible to pretty much just have these more kiting units hold the front line because the DPS is so high. If you're careful. I would prefer some Kerries though. In this latter T3 part, I don't think Javelins are going to suit at all. They're going to get sniped by Titans right away. That's why I got these guys though. They're my tank, the Phalanxes. I'm not sure if they're competitive in T3, but cheap. Look at these Myrmidons up top. From Aaron 7. Takes down the commander. Still got 24 of them. Blue moving up. Fighting off these drones. Oh, they're just getting smashed, aren't they? It's quite the disaster. They may not move fast as a big group, but what does it matter when you got this many drones, huh? Oh man. So I'm moving forward, it's the last hurrah. But against heavy T3, our Daedalus is not going to last too long. They're not tanks. There we go, it's all over. So that was my experiment with Legion units, at least with a couple of new ones. The Daedalus, an S tier unit, used correctly. The Myrmidon, likewise an S tier unit, up there with the Catapult. Do what Phil McCracken done here. Excellent defense. My vote is not for using the Perdition. Use something else, EMP or TAC missile if you really feel the need. Lastly, the Javelins are a good response unit. In the future, I mean, this would have all been sorted had I simply, though, scouted and pulled it apart a bit more carefully. I'm sure we would have been able to impact on Phil and push him back. Not being able to put the pressure on Phil just means he could scale up. So we let them all off the hook a little bit, so I still blame myself for that loss. Anyway, appreciate you watching the videos and your support and engagement. It really helps the channel a lot. Thanks, guys. See you next video.